Hello everyone, welcome to our video on object-oriented programming. Now, we are discussing about the basic concepts of object-oriented programming, and so far we have discussed about the class, object, data abstraction, and data encapsulation. So in this video, we are going to discuss in detail the other concepts of object-oriented programming like modularity, inheritance, and polymorphism. So let's start the video. So modularity. According to the definition, modularity is the property of a system that has been decomposed into a set of cohesive and loosely coupled modules. So, modularity is a concept of OOP where the act of partitioning a program into individual components. This is called modularity. Now, the justification for partitioning a program is that first of all, it reduces the complexity to some degree and it creates a number of well defined documented boundaries within the program. Now, what is the module? A module is a separate unit in itself. It can be compiled separately, though it has connections with other modules, and modules work hand in hand in order to achieve the programmer's goal. Now for example, we must have seen a complete music system. Let us assume that our program represents the music system. So the music system comprises of speakers, cassette player, record player, CD player, etc. Similarly, our program can be divided into various modules, each of them representing a different functionality like speakers, cassette player, etc. So each of them representing a separate module. Now see, each module is a complete unit in itself, yet it works in accordance with the other modules in order to achieve one single goal, that is the music in that case. So in object oriented languages, classes and objects from the logical structure of a system, we place them in modules to produce the system's physical architecture, especially for a larger application in which we may have many hundreds of classes. The use of modules is essential to help manage complexity. Now, various object oriented programming languages supports modularity in diverse ways. For example, modularity in Java is implemented through packages. Now, Java community is to place module interfaces in packages. The program files that depends upon the package contents can use them through import command. Now, in other programming languages, it can be also implemented with some other technique. Now we move on to our next topic, which is inheritance. Now, inheritance is the capability of one class of things to inherit the capabilities or properties from another class. Now, for instance, suppose let's an example of humans. So we are humans. We inherit from the class human. Say the class name is human, which have certain properties such as human can able to speak. So the ability to speak, breathe, eat, drink, etc. These are certain properties of the class named human. But these properties are not unique to humans. Now the class human inherit these properties from another class named mammal, which again inherits some of its properties from another class named animal. We take another example of cars. The class car inherits some of its properties from the class automobiles, which inherits some of its properties from another class vehicles. The capability to pass down the properties is a powerful one. So it allows us to describe things in an economical way. The object oriented languages express this inheritance relationship by allowing one class to inherit from another. Thus, a model developed by languages is much closer to the real world. The principle behind this sort of division is that each subclasses shares common characteristics with the class from which it is derived. So here two things that is related to inheritance. One is the base class and the second one is the derived class. The class whose properties are inherited by another class is called base class or superclass or parent class, and the class that inherit the properties from base class are called subclass or derived class or child class. Now the question comes that why inheritance? Why the inheritance is so important in object oriented programming? Now there are several reasons why inheritance was introduced in object oriented programming languages. Just we are discussing here some major reasons behind introduction of inheritance. The first one is that one major reason behind this is the capability to express the inheritance relationship, which makes it ensure the closeness with the real world models. Another reason is the idea of reusability. Inheritance allows the addition of additional features to an existing class without modifying it. So, one can derive a new class that is also called subclass from an existing one, means from the base class, and add new features to it. Suppose, for example, we have a class named student and we need to add a new class called graduate student. So we derive the new class graduate student from the existing class student, and then all we really need to add the extra features to graduate student that describes the differences between the student and graduate student. Now notice one thing here, the reduction in amount of typing and effort. Another reason is its transitive nature. For example, just we have created a new class graduate student has been declared as a subclass of student, which itself is a subclass of, say, a class named person. Then graduate student must also be the a person. So that is inheritance is transitive in nature. So if a class A inherits properties of another class, say B, then all the subclasses of A will automatically inherit the properties of B. This property is called transitive nature of inheritance. This carries a benefit with it. Suppose we inherit class B from existing class A. The class C and D inherit from B. Later, we find that class A, that is the base class of B, has a bug that must be corrected. After correcting the bug A, it automatically will be reflected across all the classes that inherit from A if the class A has been inherited without changes. Now, see here the reduction in amount of efforts that one would have done if the class inherit from A was to be modified separately. So, a gifted benefit of being transitive. So, here when we say that the class student inherits from the class person, then person is the base class of student and student is a subclass or derived class of person. Now, our next topic, which is polymorphism. So, polymorphism, it came from the term polymorph, where poly means many and morph means forms. Polymorphism is the ability for a message or data to be processed in more than one form. So, polymorphism is a key to the power of object oriented programming. It's so important that don't support languages that don't support polymorphism cannot advertise themselves as object oriented languages. So, polymorphism is the concept that supports the capability of an object of a class to behave differently in response to a message or action. For instance, say human. We have taken this example. Class human is a subclass of mammal. Similarly, the class dog, the class cat are also subclasses of the class mammal. Now, mammals can see through daylight. So, if a message see through daylight is passed to all mammals, then all will behave alike. Now, if a message see through night is passed to all the mammals, then humans and dogs will not be able to view at night, whereas cats will be able to view during night also. Here, and cats can behave differently than other mammals in response to a message or action. This is polymorphism. So let's summarize the concept of object oriented programming. Object represents data and its associated functions under a single unit. The class represents a group of similar objects. Data abstraction is the way of representing essential features without including background details. Data encapsulation is the way of combining data and its associated functions under a single unit. So we can say that encapsulation implements data abstraction. Inheritance is the capability of a class to inherit properties from another class, and the polymorphism is the ability for a message or data to be processed in more than one form. So these are the concepts of object-oriented programming languages. Now if you like the video, then hit the like button. Those who are new to the channel, subscribe the channel and press the notification bell icon for regular updates. Thanks for watching the video.